Hello and welcome here to the first ever broadcast of MiniFBM. And it's a rather special broadcast since we're on an autocross track, so the coverage might not be really perfect. Currently the cars are caught in. And we're waiting for it to start. You already see we're here not on any autocross track, we're here on the drag strip. This has the reason that we're actually racing here. One would have guessed. Moreover, this track features a rather sorry, a rather interesting way to enter the starting grid, since the cars actually are starting from the skid pad. There in the distance, that dot which is moving, that is most likely a car joining the grid. Not most likely, it is a car joining the grid. So the cars spawn over there. And then they have to go over several ramps and some fail. So let this take a while, so if I have to fix the cameras once more or something, I will do so. Then we're watching down the long straight. There are the cars standing and waiting. One thing that already failed are the onboards. Oh no, they're not. That's actually good. So yeah, a bit of tweaking here and there, and then we should be going. Because of this being no native lift speed track, there is no path file, and so there might be some how to say, some blind spots around the track. I hope I will switch to TV camera, to onboard camera very rapidly if I detect one. Here we see the cars actually entering the track. That's Guzzaloni, sorry, I totally missed that one. The cars may reset here, and after that they are entering this long drag strip. And so the cars will also enter the start-finish line. The last cars are crawling onto the start-finish line. 16 cars on the grid. That's the full grid for autocross. There comes the final car onto the start-finish line. Kagash made the cut. 20 cars actually tried to qualifying because of the restrictions of an autocross track. However, 16 were only permitted to race. In this series there is no safety car. And we're starting the formation lap now. Here goes Wong, very shy, getting away there from his pit box. This is turn 1. The farthest bit of the drag strip. Then it goes to these two chicanes. You might know them if you actually returned once or twice from the drag strip. Then there is here this rather tight chicane, and again onto this long straight. Now taking it through the rest of this lap with the Pelzer to Wong, who nearly spins out here, but all this in order to get the tires warm, because well, they had to wait for a rather long time. The tires are rather cold, so now they really need to warm those up. Reminder that there is no yellow flag message in this race whatsoever. Now Wong entering the grid for the final time and the formation lap conditions. Lights are on. One light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're green. The race has started. I've seen one of the LLM cars having a bad start. But now, through turn 1, seems not to go that well. There's some car in the grass. Oh, and a car in the spinner. The spinner that's... one spinner is Ramos from Core Racing. The other was Korani. one of the Angel Power entries, at least former Angel Power driver. Wang already in the hairpin, now through the chicane. Let's jump on board with Kagash. See this in racing speeds, and this is a real tight hairpin. You sometimes make contact there with the outside retaining wall, and then this double chicane, really nasty, reminds one of the old Avis chicane. Then we're back on start finish. Contact there, and don't think Kagash could actually do much about it. So Rakovic spun, and now see this massive slipstream train. It's like in slower Formula cars around Monza, for example, or touring cars. Oh, and that was a bad bump. 5 cars, 6 cars even. Now it's going to be interesting. No one's looking for each other. Oh, and Kagash runs wide. Brief onboard shot with Matt Kingsbury. Oh, that was again the core racing car of Ramos, and he now really needs to do a pit stop. Pit stops here are, well, more or less just jumping into the pit line with 50 kph and reset oneself. This is our leader, ending the second race lap. Wang in front of Ben Q, then we've got Savolainen, Atkinson with a strong return to Live for Speed. It is his first Live for Speed race in 2 years. Then Ray Kingsbury, Roletto, Rogers, Jancha, Guzzaloni, Rankovic, Kingsbury, Pulinch, Kagash, Matt, Ramos, and Koreni, who is already very far behind the rest. See here the car of Rogers. Group still together though. Now they seem to sort oneself, and now you actually saw there on the edge of your screen the tires flying everywhere. Of course, in real life racing this wouldn't happen because well, of several tragic accidents. Car has spun in the second hairpin. Don't know if it was met. Lap 3 done, Wang still leading. Atkinson now slowly has to look back into his back mirror because 2 cars are following him. You always see cars clipping the grass there because there's no curb. Now Rotello rather close behind Ray Kingsbury. Taking the wider line. Passing in this area is not really possible unless you want to spin someone. and then through the chicane you might lose the contact to the cars in front, so rather difficult. They're really close now. Again, tires bumping. Now again onto the long start-finish straight. Fastest lap by Wong, a 1:31.06. Oh, and the car spun. That's Savolainen. Savolainen spun. That means he just threw away his podium. Well, of course it's not yet so far that we're talking about podium positions, but he threw his third place away. Kagash and Ramos lost the position. Let's see how Jack Atkinson manages to keep the cars behind him. Rotella seems to have lost the contact. Rogers directly into his gearbox, side by side, and over the start-finish line. A drag race down into turn 1, nearly contact. That was close. And I think they might have made contact due to some lag. That's why Rogers backed off there. Don't have another explanation for that. This hairpin, he tries to put its nose there into it. Not really recommendable. And they go again onto one of the the third long straight, but because of the tight hairpin at the end, it's no passing opportunity here. Tires flying. Oh! Rogers dives there down to the inside. He dives down, he takes both positions. Unbelievable move there by the air attack driver. Some room for breathing for Jack Atkinson, and now into turn 1, 3 wide. Contact between the player zone and the last lap motorsport car, and the last lap motorsport car spin. Ray Kingsbury spins out. He was pushed wide there, though I don't really see that this is worth a penalty or something. This was pure racing incident, because if you run wide there, well, because of the curbing. Oh! Jack Atkinson spun! He got spun, it seems, by Rogers. Can't confirm it though, just saw the end of it. Oh, and Rogers runs wide. Well, did he run wide there, or was it? Oh! Not a oh, that was... I start to lose the right words for what happens on track. So Jack Atkinson fell back to 6th position, and because of everything else that happens, he's back in 4th. Let's see if he can get close to Rotello again. Oh, and Jancha runs wide there. It's getting slowly dangerous for the leaders. Oh, and that was an onboard shot with Atkinson. Rotello, the second place in car and white there, but he couldn't use it yet. Lag. Rogers tries now to make a move, but he needs to wait in order to do a clean one. Again, if you see suddenly some random onboard views, this happens because we're using TV Director, and TV Director has some blind spots around this track. Oh, and Atkinson hit the chicane there, the tyre there, and lost the spot again, and down to 5th now. So we're already 26 minutes into this race, but since we've had a very long opening lap due to the fact that we had a formation gridding lap, the racing itself is a bit shorter. Oh dear, I don't know if you caught that one, but Jack Atkinson was really close there to the inside. There was this concrete post for the drag strip lights for the Christmas tree. But giving you a rundown after nearly halfway, nearly halfway into the race, not quite, but we've got Wong in the lead in front of BenQ and Rotello. Then Rogers, Atkinson, Janša in the battle with Savolainen. Janša to the inside of Savolainen. Breaks early, tries to... Oh! You saw he wanted to try the shorter lane, however, he also climbed the inside walls. In 8th position, Guzzaloni, 9th and 10th, Kingsbury and Kingsbury, followed by Pulinch and Ramos. Ramos going wide there. The Kingsbury seem to hold up each other. In 13th position we've got Kagash, then Matt in 14th position, Rankovic in 15th, and Karini still last in 16th position. Now taking the whole lap around the track with the current leader. Turn 1, usually a third gear corner. Then it goes down to the first chicane here. If you're brave and your setup is working, you can stay fully on throttle there. Second chicane a bit easier. Then most likely you will climb that bit of grass, second gear hairpin, and then into the chicane, which you can run quite rapidly through. Down the back straight, so to speak, braking at between 50 and 75 meters. And now this tight chicane. He takes it in 4th gear, that's actually surprising. Down into the final hairpin, 2nd gear. Then onto the long start, finish straight. Avoiding some bouncing tires. The lap we saw was a 1:31.05 and it was the fastest lap so far. So pretty good timing to jump on board. Just to compare, BenQ just did a 1:32.4, I guess. So did the cars behind him. So Wong is really pulling away. Oh, and the Matt Kingsbury in an infight with Ramos, and Ramos backs off. The smarter move there, and Kingsbury spins off. Matt Kingsbury spinning off there. That happens if you hit the curb in the wrong angle. Rogers in the slipstream of Rotello. Fight for the podium here. And the slipstream, but not close enough to profit out of it. Kingsbury at the back of Guzaloni, now to the inside, entering the chicane. They made it. They both survive. That's actually something. It was a brave move there by Kingsbury. Surrey now in 9th position, in 8th position. Oh, again Rogers hits again the tyre. And that slows him down dramatically. That are Kagash and Kingsbury. Kingsbury now quite far back on Matt Kingsbury due to a spin. But he seems to have better setup. He's pulling away quite well here. This is still the closest battle here. Again, tires flying. Not really something you can avoid here. Oh, again tires flying. Rotella actually climbed the inside, and now what I spy with my little eye? No, nothing. Apart from this lag. Oh, and Kagash made it through. I don't know how. And now Kingsbury, Matt Kingsbury, hits the tyre big time. Don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden they were close on the map. Oh, and here he had to use the emergency exit. Atkinson in the fight with Savolainen. With 5 to go. Savolainen, earlier this race he was in 3rd position. Jack Atkinson, earlier in this race he was in 3rd position. So those two have something in common. Atkinson driving with his Savoline runs wide there. Jack Atkinson runs with a British Airways livery. And the designer of his skin actually said that we should not have any fear that he would take off all of a sudden, since these cars don't have much power, and now Savoline hits the tire. Slows him down, of course. Ramos now close to Guzzoloni. If someone is interested what gaps there currently are. Whoa! First, this overtaking attempt makes it stick, it seems. Yes, he does. So Ramos now in 9th position. And Guzzoloni not close enough to really have a slipstream there. Here's our leader. He is Wong, and he's currently having a nice a nice 12.51 second gap over the second place Ban Kyo. Oh, someone spun. Oh, it's Pulinj. Pulinj spun. Another player zone entry here in this race. And Pulinj, meanwhile, yeah, he got the black jersey from Koreni, currently in last position. Still Rogers and Rotello battling. Though it doesn't really seem like they are gaining something over each other. Rogers 1 second behind the player zone driver in his air attack machine. Ooh, that was close. Slightly different lines with... Oh, and there spins. Rotello. Rotello spun, and Rog is now promoted into the 3rd position. And now he's... I don't know if you saw what I saw, but now he just takes wider radius. He shouldn't take that wide radius through the final turn, but he took wider radius during through the chicane there, through the very slow on-straight chicane. He now tries to avoid tires because that has ruined his ambitions so far quite often. Here, a man we haven't talked about that much today, Ban Kyo. Solid 2nd place. Good result. Couldn't really challenge Wong. 2 laps to go here. Field is now spread a bit. Ramos and Kingstree again fighting with each other. but this time it's the other Kingsbury. Ramos, who got one of his laps deleted due to chat. Final lap has begun. And Wong with the fastest lap, 1 minute 30.96. Ben Q with a 1:32.09. That's over a second. They were their last lap were separated. For the final time today into this little chicane. Into the hairpin. Through the tight, dangerous chicane. And now onto the start-finish straight for the final time of the day. Wong now just needs to accelerate it. He's got 15 seconds between him and Ben Q, and he crosses the finish line. Congratulations to Wong for winning this second round of MiniFBM. There comes Ben Q. At the end, 16.5 seconds behind. Rogers crossed the line in third position. Rotello. Atkinson now. Atkinson got overtaken by Savolainen. He missed that in the final lap. Oh, and a big jiggle of cars. But it seems no one really was directly behind the car in front, otherwise we could have seen a drag race. So Janša, Ramos and Guzzaloni. Kagash now about to finish. Okay, he got overtaken by Kingsbury. Oh, and Kagash spins after the start-finish line and disconnects. I have the feeling he was not happy with what has happened. He even finished further down. He finished in 14th. Something must have happened there. So everyone finishes on the lead lap. A part of Polinch. Polinch is the only car one lap down. Further order: 10th Guzzaloni, 11th Kingsbury, Matt, 12th Matt, 13th Rankovic, 14th Kagash, 15th Koreni, 16th Polinch, and yeah, that have been all. So there we see the podium cars, while everyone else is trying to get into the pit lane. So the blue car in the middle, that's our winner, that's Wong. To his left, from your perspective, that's third place Rogers. And to his right, second place, Ben Q. And that's been the Kent AutoPrix. I hope you liked it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Race complete. Goodbye.